Embarkation day is one of the most exciting days of your cruise vacation. You finally arrived at the port, you're ready to board the ship, and now you're counting down the minutes until your vacation finally begins. Unfortunately, though, there are times when little mistakes happen that can cost you time, money, and even cause some unnecessary stress before your cruise has even started. Let's talk about 11 embarkation day mistakes and how to avoid them. And I have one bonus mistake that I will share with you that can cause you hundreds of dollars. Let's dive in. Mistake number one, arriving the day of your cruise. If you are flying in, I always recommend that you arrive at least 1 to 2 days prior of your cruise. If your cruise is an international cruise, then it would be best if you arrived 2 days prior to your cruise. So that way you can get over the jet lag and all of that, and your body can reacclimate to the new time zone that you're in. And then you'll be able to get on your cruise. However, you have to keep in mind flight cancellations due to weather or any other unforeseen situation can cause you to miss your cruise. Also, if you are driving to a cruise port, I would say if you are driving more than 4 hours away to your cruise port, that you should probably come in the day before as well. Because I don't know about you, but down here in South Florida, there is construction everywhere. So keep in mind, you want to be prepared for construction delays, accidents, and things like that that will cause you to get to the port late and then missing your cruise. Mistake number two is packing important items in your checked luggage. This is one of the biggest mistakes first-time cruisers make. Remember, your checked luggage bag may not arrive to your cabin until later in the afternoon, even early evening. So don't pack things that you'll need immediately. Keep these items in your carry-on bag. And I'm talking about your passports and any other travel documents, medications, your wallet, your keys, swimsuit if you plan on going to the pool, a change of clothes, sunglasses, sunscreen, phone chargers, electronics, anything of value that you don't want to risk getting lost or that you can't live without right away. Keep in your carry-on bag with you. Mistake number three is having the wrong travel documents. It is your responsibility to know what travel documents are required for your cruise based on the countries you are visiting. Some countries even require you to have a visa. So although you can travel with an original birth certificate and a government issued ID, permanent resident card, things of that nature, a passport is the #1 recommended travel document to have with you. And that just covers all your bases. For example, if for whatever reason there is an emergency either on board the ship with you or if you're out at port, you will need a passport to be able to get back home. So although the passports can be pricey at times, but it is a good investment to have for any type of trip, cruise or international trip that you're taking anyways. One thing to note with your passports when you're cruising, your passport has to be valid for 6 months after your cruise date. So keep that in mind as well. Mistake number four is forgetting to complete the online check-in. Now, it's not to say that you won't be able to get on the ship. It's just you're going to have to do all of that when you get at the port. And it basically is, doing it at home saves you a tremendous amount of time versus when you get at the port. So you'll already have all your boarding documents ready. And in a lot of cases, you'll be able to choose your an early arrival time, once you do your online check-in at home. The more arrival times are usually available, the earlier you do the check-in. So this is where you're going to be able to enter your travel documents that you're going to be using. You can also upload your picture as well when you do your online check-in. I personally will, when I do my online check-in, I just go in and pick my arrival time enter my travel documents, but for the picture part of it, I get my picture done at the port because when I'm at home, I'm not all made up. So I'd rather have a nice picture taken when I'm at the port. Now, mistake number 5 is heading straight to guest services as soon as you board the ship. One of the longest lines you're going to see on embarkation day is guest services. I mean, so many people rush there the moment they board the ship. Unless you have a true emergency or something that absolutely cannot wait, I recommend avoiding guest services on embarkation day or just waiting until later in the evening, usually around dinner time or when there's a show going on and a lot of people have dispersed. That would be the best time to go to guest services because there's barely any lines. And let's not forget, guest services is open 24 hours. So if you're a person who's up midnight or so walking the ship, go buy guest services there at that point. So that way you can have your questions answered during that time. But avoid it as soon as you board the ship. Mistake number 6 is waiting too long to book entertainment. Believe it or not, popular entertainment does get sold out. For example, if you're sailing on one of Royal Caribbean's largest ships, don't wait until the last minute to reserve shows if a reservation is required. And I'm talking about like the aqua show, the comedy shows, like that's really popular and that fills up quickly. And not to mention the adult comedy shows are held in like a smaller venue. So once it's sold out, it's sold out, and those tend not to open up. So be mindful of that. If you see something in the app, to go ahead and book it and not wait until like you get on board to try to book any of your reservations. There are situations though that when you get on board, sometimes something may open up. But things like, for example, I know like if you wanted to book the escape room, that is usually popular. And if you don't book that ahead of time, it's usually sold out. Ice skating on board the ship, that's another one too that gets sold out because usually it's only available one day out of the cruise, at least the cruises I've been on. So you snooze, you lose. So as soon as you see it, make sure that you reserve your shows early. Now, once you're on board the ship and you're connected to the ship's Wi-Fi, there are other little things that you can reserve, but those are not time sensitive. Those are like trivia and, other little game shows and things like that. So that's no problem. But the popular ones, make sure you do it ahead of time. Mistake number 7, going to the buffet for lunch. Embarkation day is busy and it can also be chaotic. Now, the busiest place to have lunch is usually the buffet. Some people don't realize that there's other lunch options on board these ships. You have the cafe, you have the main dining room, you have the Solarium Bistro on certain Oasis and class ships and Icon class ships. You have the Aquadome Market on Icon class ships, all these different cafes and the pizzerias. So if you want to avoid the crowd, then I would eliminate going to the buffet. Another option you would have is also booking a specialty dining lunch for boarding day. So, and not to mention that lunch is going to be obviously cheaper for specialty dining versus doing dinner. So if the crowds is what you want to avoid to have a nice lunch on boarding day, then there are plenty of options. Skip the buffet. Mistake number 8 is overpacking the first day. Many people carry far too much onto the ship. Remember, you're going to be walking around for a few hours before your cabins are actually ready. Cabins are usually ready late in the afternoon, around 1:30. So if you have a heavy backpack and a carry-on or medium-sized full suitcase that you're lugging around into the elevator and then trying to find some place to eat, it can get annoying pretty quick. Not to mention if you're traveling with little ones, you have this stroller, that baby bag. It's a lot. So try to eliminate as much as you can. And I mean by, if you can check something with the porters, check it with the porters, check your bag with the porters, so that way you can maneuver around the ship more freely and not get so stressed out. Mistake number 9 is not meeting your cabin attendant. Make it a point to meet your cabin attendant and let them know any needs that you may have. This is the time where you want to place any requests you have for, like, say you want a mattress topper. When do you want your cabin to be clean? This is when I ask them for my robes and extra towels or extra pillows. So this is a mistake that some people fail to do, but make it a point, see who is going to be taking care of you for the duration of your cruise. So that way, if something is not done, you can't get mad at them because you didn't let them know, so have that communication and meet your cabin attendant. Mistake number 10 is not completing your muster drill. Now, the muster drill is mandatory. Everyone has to complete it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's so much easier to do it, especially if you're cruising on Royal Caribbean, because 90% of it is done in the app. So you'll watch the safety video on there. And once you watch the safety video, you check off, for everybody in your party that you guys watched and understood the safety video. As soon as you board the ship, go ahead and find your muster drill station, where there is going to be a crew member there that's going to ask you if you have any questions about the safety video, about how to put on your life jacket, or what the safety protocols are. Okay. Once you go through that little spiel, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, if that, then they're going to go ahead and scan your CPass card, or actually, no, they're going to scan your barcode on your phone to confirm that you have checked into your muster drill. You know where you need to show up in the event that there is an emergency. That's it. No more than 5 minutes of your time. Complete the muster drill. Then you can go off and explore the ship, have lunch, and just start your vacation. And I say that because there are so many times where it's like 3:45 for sail away, and the captain cannot leave because he's making announcements on the overhead system. There's still 200 people, there's still 300 people, 400 people that still have not completed their muster drill. Or muster drill check-in. So go ahead, do that. Don't make that mistake by waiting till the last minute or not getting it done at all. And if you don't do it, they can remove you off the ship. So don't mess around with that. Mistake number 11 is purchasing drink package on board, or any package for that matter, but mainly the drink package. This is probably the biggest mistake to make. I did this years ago, sailing with friends. Never again. You will be paying full price for the package. It's always best to pre-purchase the drink package before your cruise when it's on sale. And I mean drink, Wi-Fi, any of the photo packages. Purchase all of those things before you actually board the ship. Do not make that mistake. When in doubt, if you have an inkling that you might want any of those things, just purchase it. If you change your mind, cancel it and you will get your refund. But it's better to save some money, than getting on the ship and paying full freight sucker price for the same package. Here's the bonus tip, guys. Make sure you are putting your phone on airplane mode. You need to start your cruise in airplane mode. One mistake that can become expensive is forgetting about your phone. You're having a good time, you have your drink, you're at sail away, you're partying and all of that. The ship is gone and now you're out to sea and your cell phone is trying to get signals off of all sorts of towers out in the middle of the ocean. And here you go roaming and you get back home and then now you have a nice unexpected phone bill. So if you have the international plan, that's something different because, clearly that only works when you're on land. But when you're out to sea, make sure that you are putting that phone on airplane mode so you do not get any surprises when you get back home. Now, embarkation day should be exciting, not stressful. Sometimes though. A little preparation, though, goes a long way. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll start your vacation feeling relaxed, organized, and ready to enjoy everything your cruise has to offer. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest embarkation day mistake you've ever made or almost made? Share your experience in the comments below. Your advice could help another cruiser avoid making this same mistake. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cruise tips, reviews, and vlogs coming your way. And if you need any help with your next cruise vacation, I would be happy to help you. My information can be found in the description box below. As always, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Stay well and stay savvy.